You earn more and still feel behind. The raise landed, yet the same hum follows you home. You promised this level would feel different. You imagine letting your shoulders drop into something softer. Instead, the bar moved before you noticed. The new normal turned invisible, and the wanting started again. That feeling has a real name nobody teaches. It is running hard and arriving nowhere every single time. By the end, you will see the treadmill clearly. You will understand how to step off it. Picture a small moment on an ordinary Tuesday. You check your account and still feel thin anxiety. Nothing is wrong on paper. The math says safe, but your body whispers, keep climbing higher. That whisper is not weakness or greed. It is a pattern absorbed long before your first paycheck. Somewhere, more became the shape of safety. More income, more proof, more evidence you are okay. So you chase, not because you are shallow. Chasing once felt like the only honest path forward. The chase has no built-in stopping point. Each finish line dissolves the moment you cross it. You upgrade the car, and within a month, it just feels like the car. The thrill evaporates. You move into the bigger place, and the rooms fill. They fill with the same low hum inside. You get the promotion, and after one celebration dinner, your mind drifts. It begins measuring the next rung. You book the trip you saved for, post the photos. Within days, the glow dissolves into your overflowing inbox. You buy nicer sheets, better coffee, cleaner shoes, each shines for a week, then quietly disappears into routine. This is the hedonic reset, not a flaw of yours. Your brain adapts fast, then looks ahead. Adaptation kept your ancestors alive in unstable years. Today, that gift makes every upgrade feel temporary. You're not failing at gratitude when joy fades. You're running an old system inside a new economy. Now layer comparison on top of ancient wiring, the treadmill sprints at someone else's invisible pace. You scroll past curated kitchens, sunlit trips, polished careers. You measure your insides against their bright outsides. It is an unfair contest you never agree to. Their highlight wheel meets your Tuesday, and Tuesday loses. A friend mentions the renovation, and an ache opens. Your kitchen fine yesterday suddenly feels strangely dated. A coworker arrived with a new bag, and you notice nothing was wrong until comparison whispered something was. Someone you grew up with posts a house tour. You congratulate them, then sit with a strange heaviness. A cousin upgrades their car, and you start researching. You were not even looking for a car this week. This is how lifestyle inflation begins. Not from one choice, but from 1,000 tiny recalibrations. The upgrade does not feel like wanting more. It feels like catching up to a baseline everyone has. So the raise arrives, and within months it is absorbed. Bigger rent, nicer groceries, the same tightness inside. The bonus pays for the lifestyle that bonus required. You never got the raise got you. You wonder where the money went. It went into becoming the version others seem to quietly expect from you. Here is the part that keeps you running. Each upgrade raises your floor, the new minimum acceptable. Yesterday's luxury becomes today's basic. Overnight, the dream car becomes the car you replace without ceremony. So you cannot easily go backwards, even wanting to. The treadmill speeds up, standing still feels like falling. Meanwhile, people who actually feel calm often look surprisingly plain. They drive older cars and live in modest homes. You would walk past them in a parking lot. Nothing about them is performing for anyone watching them. Their peace is invisible, which is precisely why it lasts. They opted out of a performance you thought was mandatory. Status spending is rarely about the object itself. It is about belonging, signaling you are safe and doing well. The watch is not really a watch in that moment. It is a sentence saying, "See me as arrived." The car is not just transportation when you drive home. It is a moving billboard for a story believed. There is nothing shameful about wanting to be seen. Belonging is a real human need, not a personal weakness. The problem is buying belonging never quite delivers belonging. The applause fades, the post quiets, the ache returns Sunday. So you chase the next purchase, the next milestone. Each one promises arrival. Each one quietly underdelivers on it. The Sunday after a big buy feels oddly empty. The receipt sits on the counter, the feeling gone. This is the leaking bucket no one warned you about. Income pours in the top, status drains out the bottom. You work harder to pour faster, but the holes widen. The fuller you fill it, the more the bucket leaks. Pause here for a moment, gently, without judging yourself. Think about the last time you bought something hoping for change. How long did that feeling last before it faded? A day? A weekend? Maybe just the drive home? Share that moment in the comments if you want. Naming it out loud can soften its grip considerably. Your story might land for someone else scrolling tonight. Someone running the same treadmill, wondering if they are alone. Now come back, because the next layer matters. Underneath the chase is an older feeling waiting to be heard. For many, the treadmill started long before any paycheck. It started at a childhood table, in a tight, worried month. Maybe money felt scarce, and you promised yourself never again. Maybe visible wins meant visible love at the dinner table. Maybe you watched a parent shrink under financial pressure quietly. You vowed, without words, never to let that happen. Maybe nice things were how care got expressed, so buying nice things became how you care for yourself. So earning became more than earning, it became protection. Spending became proof you escaped that earlier story for good. These vows are not wrong, they kept you moving forward. But unexamined, they drive you long after danger has passed. You may already be safer than you feel inside. Your account moved on while your nervous system stayed behind. That gap between actual safety and felt safety is exhausting. It is the quietest thief of peace and successful lives. No number will close a gap, not really about numbers. It was always a younger you needing real reassurance. Notice how the chase gets louder when life slows down. A quiet weekend can feel threatening to a treadmill-trained mind. Stillness exposes the hum you usually outrun with busyness. Suddenly, no project, no upgrade drowns the underlying question. This is why a free Saturday can feel anxious. There is no scoreboard to climb, no target to chase down. So you fill it with errands, plans, online carts, anything but the quiet that might tell you something true. The question underneath is rarely about money at all. It is, am I enough as I am without the upgrade? That question is sacred, and it deserves a real answer. It does not deserve to be silenced by another swipe. The treadmill cannot answer that question for you. It can only distract you, faster, mile after invisible mile. Stepping off does not mean giving up ambition entirely. It means choosing what you chase instead of being chased. It means noticing when a want is truly yours, and when it was handed to you by an algorithm. A real want feels rooted, calm, repeated, surviving silence. A borrowed want feels urgent, comparative, oddly quiet to discuss. You can tell them apart with one small habit. Wait a week before any upgrade, and watch which wants survive. Many wants will quietly dissolve, and you will feel surprised. The thing essential Monday feels optional, even silly by Friday. That single pause is one of the freeing habits. It returns the choice to you, not the algorithm. The ones that remain are usually the truer wants. Those purchases feel good longer because they were chosen, not triggered. Another quiet practice is naming what you already have. Not a gratitude performance, just honest noticing of prayers answered. The home that once felt like a dream is now your backdrop. The dream job is now your normal Tuesday. The people you wanted to meet are now your friends. The freedom you envied is now your week. Bring those forward into the present, just for one moment. Let your system catch up to the life you built. This is not denial of what you still want. It restores the floor, so wanting more stops feeling like needing. Need and want are very different engines inside us. Need drives with panic. Want walks with calm curiosity. When you live from want instead of need, things loosen. You step on the treadmill sometimes, then off, freely. Peace is not what waits at the top. It is what becomes possible when you stop sprinting from yourself. The richest feeling in life is rarely about the balance. It is the quiet sense of room to breathe daily. Room to leave things unbought, unposted, unproven, unmeasured. Room to be ordinary on a Tuesday without feeling behind. That room cannot be bought, only carefully protected. Every skipped upgrade you did not truly want widens it. Slowly, almost without noticing, the treadmill loses its grip. You still see it, but stop confusing it for life. You start to notice friends whose homes feel deeply calm. They have less performance and more presence inside. You notice people who sit through dinner without checking. They are not performing for anyone, including themselves. You start to notice evenings that feel quietly rich. Nothing was bought or posted, yet you go to bed full. You start to notice your own face in the mirror. Less calculating, less measuring, more home inside your own skin. This is what stepping off actually looks like. Not dramatic, not loud, not one big decision posted for applause. It looks like one quiet choice, then another, then another. A returned item, a skipped upgrade, a slow Saturday morning. It looks like keeping the car longer than planned, like wearing the coat that still works one more winter. None of these choices makes a great social media post. That is exactly why they work, because they are yours. You are not behind, even if the feed insists. You are running a different race with an actual finish. That finish line is not a number, a title, a house. It is a feeling, quiet and steady, called enough. Enough is not settling, and enough is not stopping growing. Enough is the floor under your wanting, holding you steady. From that floor, you can still build, still dream, still grow. You do it from peace instead of from panic. Ambition fueled by enough lasts longer than fear-fueled ambition. One ends in burnout, the other ends in a real life. If any of this landed today, sit with it briefly. Notice what your body did when something felt uncomfortably true. Share one line that hit you down in the comments. Your words may hand someone permission to step off too. If this channel speaks to a tired part of you, subscribe. Turn on the bell so the next one arrives. There will be more videos gently unpacking the chase. You do not have to figure this out alone in silence. For now, take one slow breath before you keep scrolling. Notice you are still here, still breathing, still already enough. The treadmill keeps running with or without you on it. The quiet question is whether you keep stepping on. Peace was never waiting at the next purchase. It was waiting in the pause you finally let yourself take. You are allowed to want a beautiful life, deeply. You are also allowed to feel rich without earning more. The chase is human, engineered, and never personal failure. Seeing it clearly is already the first step off it. May your floor feel solid under you tonight. May your wanting walk beside you, not drag you behind it. And may you remember again and again, you are enough. Right here, right now, without one more upgrade.